Hey, it's Mike Feisuber for Diversity Constructing Social Realities class, and this is my intersectionality video. Um, I did a lot of reflecting or as I'm attempting to make this video, and I figured I'd list off what kind of like the social constructs are for of myself. I'm male. I'm educated, I believe, anyways. Well, I have the documents to say I am. Single, no kids, middle class, Métis, straight, and those are kind of like the big ones. I was just kind of playing around with different ideas, and one I kind of thought about throughout the readings for the first um, critical reflection or critical thinking piece that we had to do. I always thought about was, safety and how my safety is a lot different than some of the females in the class or even, people of different skin color. Um, so I'm like average to above size and I'm athletic. Um, and I just kind of think about the different stereotypes that possibly go into that, like growing up and in university, I was always, kind of labeled with that dumb jock. And then I also grew up, I had both parents. I think that plays a role in kind of some sort of social construction. Grew up, my dad worked on the Coquihalla Highway, so I grew up as a mama's boy with my mom and my little sister. So I'm kind of very kind and kind of shy. So I know playing university football, I was quite good, and I would enter when people would come up and talk to me, they thought I was snobby or arrogant, and it was just because I was shy and kind of soft spoken. So that's kind of another stereotype that I got put into. But when I was looking at the intersections of what I could try to find out, I went with the no kids, male, 40 years old, and I kind of related it to dating for myself. At this age, being single is, it's not easy, but when you meet people, one of the first questions they ask, ever married or any kids? And it's always, oh, how come? Like there's something wrong with you. So that's one thing that, I kind of run into because a lot of the females I date have kids or have been married. Um, I hope that doesn't make me sound bad by saying a lot of females I date, but I'm trying. Um, so there hasn't been that many kind of socially constructed restraints placed on myself, especially being Métis. I don't really look the type people think I'm either Italian or some sort of Spanish. But on the flip side of that, in terms of the intersections, there are social privileges or privileges that have been granted to me now. One being athletic, I didn't have the best grades, but I was able to get into university, although I had to move out to Winnipeg for it. Due to my abilities on the football field, they were able to circumvent some avenues to get me in because I didn't take school very seriously in high school. Um, the other thing is work. I graduated from University of Manitoba, and after working there for a couple of years, I decided to come back to BC. I was hired on as a TTOC, and then principal at Chase, I guess, was a teacher of mine. I don't really remember her, and she said Mike's Métis. So I got a call back from the school board, and they put me in a position out at Chase Secondary School, where I've been for about 12 years, based on my, you know, uh, Aboriginal or Indigenous background. Percentage-wise, I'm only 25%. We're Cree, and it's kind of a disadvantage as well because now I'm seen as like the First Nations teacher in school, and teachers ask me questions, and I'm like, well, I'm not Shuswap. I know just as much as you. We teach the same kids. We live in the same area. You should know the culture just as much as I do. But again, that is, I think, a privilege of, the predominantly white, middle-aged, middle-class teachers that I work with. But that being said, these constructs, like I was reading a piece and said constructs are just they're kind of formed through human interaction, and the whole idea of this intersectionality and diving deep into it, I believe, is to alter the constructs and figure out how we interact with different people. I think I'm rambling right now, but yeah, let me know what you think, and happy Canada Day, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.